Hey, you guys, this is I Have Oils Now What, the Cleanse 30-day edition renew episode. So, welcome. If you have been following along, congratulations on getting to this point. We are now walking into the renew phase, which is days 21 through 30. This is the home stretch, and you guys are rock stars. So, good job. Here we are. We are going to continue to take the Activate supplements as we have for the first set of 20 days. And now we're just going to add in the Renew supplements, minding to stop taking the GX Assist. That is no longer going to be part of your regimen moving forward. So we're going into the Renew phase for the end of this, and that involves using your DDR Prime supplement and your PB Assist. So I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of using both of these awesome supplements. And just to give you a reference point, this is where we are. Don't you love it when you're lost and you're like, you find the map with the little arrow on it that says you are here. I hope this helps you. This is where we are. We're almost through it, and today's the 20th, so we're finishing up our last day of the Reset supplements, which is just the GX Assist along with the Activate supplements. And now we're moving into the end phase with just DDR Prime and PB Assist. We're gonna wrap up the day before Halloween. And a little reminder of your daily snapshot. Over to the right, you see the Renew phase, days 21 through 30. Pretty much a lot of it's going to remain the same. So you're getting into this routine now of taking your lifelong vitality supplements. You're using your Terrazyme daily. And now we're just going to add in a little bit of DDR Prime and PB Assist. So same as it ever was. Wake up, take your Terrazyme. With your morning meal, you're going to do your take that back. You're going to do your lifelong vitality supplements. And if you've been just taking one of each twice a day, you're going to want to jump up to 2 of each twice a day if your body will allow it. And if you've been following along pretty serious for the last 20 days, you should be able to move into that now. So you might want to graduate yourself up to 2 a day now. Terrazyme again with your morning meal to help with digestion, then your Zendocrine supplements, so your complex and your soft gel, and now here's where you take your first DDR Prime of the day. And again, listening to your body, you can choose to take either 1 or 2 at this time. I have in the past not experienced a lot of tummy upset or issues with taking DDR Prime, so maybe you want to try 2 and then take a step back to 1 if you find it's uncomfortable. And then afternoon meal, we're going to do Terrazyme again as a digestive enzyme. And then moving into your evening, your second set of your lifelong vitality supplements, another Terrazyme, keeping up with your Zendocrine complex and soft gel. And now again, we're going to take 1 to 2 of your DDR Prime. Now before bed, again, you can take your optional Terrazyme to support your metabolic enzymes, and then adding in the PB Assist Plus. And what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 at night before bed. This is an optimal time to take the PB Assist. Your body is really able to rest and put all this good nutrition to work while you're sleeping. So this is when you're going to take your PB Assist right before bed. All right, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here. We talked during the other phase about what the gut is. It is basically the last stop of your digestive system, your whole digestive system really just being this long tube that allows you to take things from outside your environment safely into your body. So let me rephrase that. Taking things from your environment outside of your body safely into the inside environment of your body. It's basically just a long, slimy tube, we like to say from the rooter to the tutor, that allows you to it protects you. So it protects you from those food products that you're bringing in from the outside. If they do carry with them any sort of bacteria or viruses, your immune system is a large part of this system. And then also it allows you to pull nutrients, macro and micronutrients, as well as vitamins and minerals from that food so it can sustain life for you. So it's really, really important. And what we're working on here is really the last section of your GI tract. Your large intestine is where we're really focusing on cleaning it up and supporting healthy bacteria growth there. So let's take a look at what your microbiome is. The microbiome it's awesome. So you wouldn't believe it, but of your body weight, your microbiome weighs about 3.5 to 4.5 pounds. And it consists of bacteria, viruses, parasites, and even fungus all together, and they function symbiotically. So there's good bacteria, there's good viruses, there's good parasites. These are all things that we actually need to survive, and they're very much a part of us as our regular human cells. So it's very important that of that microbiome, we have the good guys, and we kind of can balance out those bad guys, so that microbiome is functioning for us instead of against us. So a couple things that the microbiome and probiotics specifically do is they bind and help to detox heavy metals out of your system. We accumulate heavy metals just through regular environmental pollution, through our food system. So it's something that does accumulate in your body, and it can create a toxic load that can make you feel sluggish. And there are also other very serious implications of having heavy metals in your body. So it's something you want to be regulating. And the cleanse supplements are supporting that. So the Zendocrine complex and the Zendocrine soft gels, they're really helping to facilitate a cleanse of heavy metals. But if we take it a step further with probiotics, they also bind to heavy metals and help to flush them out of your system. It will help to metabolize chemicals, which another type of toxin that we bring into our body on a regular basis, just through regular environmental pollution, our food system, even our home environment where we're using cleaning products, or maybe fragranced candles or air fresheners. These are all a part of contribution to our overall toxic load. And chemicals, they need to be metabolized just like the good stuff that we bring into our body. The bad stuff needs to be metabolized out. So the probiotics really help to do that. Also, they break down complex carbohydrates. So, and I find this really, really interesting. Carbohydrates such as beans, peas, legumes, they're in a category called oligosaccharides, and they are very complex carbohydrates, very difficult for the human body to digest. But if you have the right mix of probiotics in your gut, they actually help to digest this food for you. This category of food makes it through your stomach here, all the gastric juices in there, and your small intestine, this long windy path here, and then into your large intestine. They make it through that whole process largely undigested, unchanged, unbroken down. And if you don't have the right probiotics or microbiome in your large intestine here, they just kind of pass through your system without getting digested. And the result will be a lot of gas and bloating. Because what happens is, well, that food product spends time in your large intestine, it doesn't digest, but it does start to ferment. So it starts to rot, basically. And the byproduct of fermentation is gas. So if you don't have the right probiotics that are actually eating, physically chewing that food product and digesting it for you, then it doesn't digest on its own. It creates gas and bloating, and then it passes through your system without giving you any vital nutrients. No vitamins, no minerals, no macros, nothing. So it's kind of just a total waste. Literally, the waste is a total waste. So that's why we need good, healthy probiotics in our large intestine. They also helps to balance out your pH. It does help you to absorb minerals better, just how I explained. Probiotics actually help to eat and digest those food particles that we have a hard time digesting. So it helps us to absorb calcium, magnesium, and zinc, which is very, very important to have these minerals as we age, especially as women. And it regulates the immune system. Your GI tract is basically ground zero for your entire immune system. And it makes sense because, as I was explaining before, you're bringing things from outside of your internal environment inside. So that's where we need to have a really, really strong force of protection against potential threats. So that's why we have such a strong immune system in our digestive system. Also, our digestive system, our gut, that's where we produce serotonin. That's the feel-good hormone. Oftentimes, you'll find that people who suffer from IBS or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or digestive concerns on a regular basis, you'll find that there's a connection to emotional state. And it's a very real thing. It's not imagined or perceived. It is very much entwined, the two together. So anxiety, depression, even brain fog. So these things that we believe to exist in our head, they are directly connected to what's going on in our gut, and it's very, very real. Also, systemic inflammation. So this is the really cool thing that I learned recently. When you eat beans, again, there are those oligosaccharides that are difficult to digest. When your probiotics do the digestion for you, the end result is something called butyric acid. And butyric acid is a super strong anti-inflammatory. So it's kind of a cool thing that you can incorporate on your own if you experience systemic inflammation, if you have creaky joints or swollen knees, just chronic systemic inflammation, then adding beans to your diet and making sure you have good healthy probiotics to help you with that digestion process will allow your body to create this butyric acid, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. So anybody suffering from an autoimmune disorder, this is going to be really super helpful. Also, I wanted to mention this because I think it's really cool. T regulatory cells are a result of probiotics. And what T regulatory cells do is they're part of the immune system, and they turn off your immune response when it's no longer needed. So again, with people who suffer from autoimmune issues, this is something that you want to be functioning as well as possible, because with autoimmune disorders, your body stops understanding the difference between a potential threat and your body. Like, the line is really thin. And with these T regulatory cells, it helps to put the brakes on that and stop your immune system when it's done its job, and it can just kind of chill. So we need that. We really, really do need that. So gut health, you can see how important it is in all these different functions of your body. So let's talk about prebiotics and probiotics. Prebiotics are the food for good, healthy bacteria, and good, healthy bacteria is your probiotics. So you can get prebiotics from the foods that you're eating, and I recommend that you do try to do that as much as possible. Of course, it helps to supplement, but there is a natural food source for prebiotics, and that's truly the best way to get anything as far as nutrition goes for your body is to get it in an actual whole food source. And I believe in supplementation. I believe it's necessary, but it's always good to have a foundation of a healthy diet to support everything that comes along with those supplements. So foods that you can get prebiotics from include cruciferous vegetables. That's bok choy, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, all those vegetables that are seen as difficult to digest. That's again because those probiotics are what are helping us digest. And if you don't have the gut microbiome to digest it, that's where you get a little bit of that discomfort. But if you don't send the right food down your gastrointestinal tract to those probiotic, you're going to starve them. And by including some of these foods on a regular basis, you're going to allow for those probiotics to get stronger and stronger and stronger. If you just don't ever eat any cabbage or don't ever eat any broccoli or cauliflower, you're not sending the right food down. And what winds up happening when you're not eating the healthy foods, maybe you're substituting with the not so healthy foods that actually feed the bad bacteria. So you want to be eating the foods that you want the bacteria to respond to best. If you want to strengthen yeast and the bad bacteria, by all means, eat a ton of sugar and alcohol and take all the pharmaceuticals in the world. You're going to kill off all your good, healthy bacteria and support the proliferation of yeast, which is not good for you, right? So on the other side of that, you have the ability to really take control of your health and the health of your probiotics, of your healthy bacteria, by feeding yourself and the bacteria that you want to thrive, the things that make them healthy. So bok choy, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, pulses. Pulses are peas, beans, and lentils. Those are, again, those foods that the probiotic help you to digest and creates that butyric acid, which is a really strong anti-inflammatory. Onions, garlic, leeks, yes, yum. Those are great ways to flavor your meals without having to add a lot of salt or fat. This is kind of like the secret to eating healthy, is making sure it has a lot of flavor, and you can get that from onions, garlic, and leeks, as well as all the herbs and spices you want are going to be great for your gut as well. Asparagus, spinach, apples, and blueberries are super strong in prebiotics. And then seeds, chia seeds and flax seeds and oats are wonderful support for your gut. That's just a little bit of some things that are really helpful for supporting your probiotic growth. There's many more, eating the rainbow, eating a lot of phytonutrients, which means colorful fruits and vegetables, is going to be supportive as well. So it always for me goes back to that mantra of eat food. Again, nothing processed, anything that your parents or your grandparents and great-grandparents would have recognized as food. Typically stuff that doesn't have a label of supplement facts, and if it does, making sure that the ingredient list is very easy to understand, pronounceable, and hopefully under 5 ingredients. That's a good benchmarker for choosing food and identifying food. Now, the second part of that is eat not too much, right? So eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. And no more, no less. Listen to your body and really grow that relationship with your body and understand that cause and effect, right? Like, I eat when I'm hungry, I stop when I'm not. That's really, really important. And then the last part is mostly plants. So I'm not saying don't ever eat meat. I'm not saying you can only eat vegetables. But when you look at your plate, when you look at your portion size, every time you sit down for a meal, you're going to want that plate to be more than half fruits and vegetables. And that is going to help support, not only reduce inflammation and help you to detox, but it's also going to support healthy gut. And that's the foundation for all things health. So that's my simple recommendation. And let's look at what foods have probiotics in them. So you'll like this one, microbrew beer. So that's basically, you know, if it's not pasteurized, and if you're making microbrew at home, or if you know of a microbrewery that doesn't use pasteurization, you're actually getting good, healthy probiotics from that. Now, mind you, it has alcohol in it, which is going to increase inflammation, and it's going to tax your liver. And then it also does have a high sugar content, but you can at least, you know, sleep well at night knowing that you fed your gut a little bit. Artisan cheese, so again, not pasteurized, and it goes the same for, you know, anything that's fermented and not pasteurized. Kimchi is another good one. Kimchi, sauerkraut, pickled ginger, miso soup. Miso is basically fermented soybeans, I believe. There's different kinds. I think the most popular is the fermented soybean type. So if you eat out at like a sushi restaurant, they always have miso soup. That's what it is. It's fermented soybeans, and it's really healthy for your gut. So it's a good choice. Pickles, but not just any pickles. Once they add a certain type of acid to the pickle, I want to say it's butyric acid. I could be wrong, so don't judge me. But whatever type of chemical it is that they add, it kills off all the bacteria. It just flushes everything out. Kind of like when we take an antibiotic, it doesn't differentiate from good bacteria and bad bacteria. It just flushes everything out. So a classic dill pickle that you get at the grocery store isn't going to have the good probiotics in it. I have a really great recipe for half sour pickles. If you're curious, hit me up for that. And they just take a couple days to make. They are delicious, and they're full of those good, healthy probiotics. Raw vinegars. One specifically that I like to use is the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. You want to look for a vinegar that has that like cloudy swirl in the center bottom of it. It's called the Mother, and that is just a slurry of bacteria, good healthy bacteria for your gut. So I like to take raw vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, in a little bit of water. So I'll do a tablespoon in a 16-ounce cup of water, and I'll add a couple drops of lemon oil or grapefruit, and it's super, super yummy. It reminds me of like a lemonade. It's very tasty, and even Tom likes it a lot too. He for a while was very into microbrew and brewing at home, and he got very into sour beers. And the taste of the apple cider vinegar tonic in a little bit of water with some oil really tastes a lot like that. So he likes that little sour nip. And sourdough bread, again, is another one. And I'm not talking about sourdough bread at the grocery store, because we don't know the process that they use to create that flavor. It may not be as true to a real sourdough. I'm talking about sourdough that you make at home, or if you go to like a little boutique bakery, that is real sourdough, and that's where you're going to be getting those good, healthy probiotics. So let's see what else we got here. Let's talk PB Assist. Sorry about that. I'm losing it. Wrong way. There we go, PB Assist. So during this phase, again, we're keeping up with our Activate supplements, Lifelong Vitality, Terrazyme, Zendocrine, Complex Zendocrine, soft gels, and we are no longer taking the GX Assist. You want to only take that for 10 days. And then now we're adding in our PB Assist, this little guy. This comes with 30 vegetable capsules, and you're going to use up every single one of these. And again, you're going to take these at night between dinner and bedtime at some point. If you feel like you're going to forget if you wait until bedtime, then take them right after dinner. And what you have here is 2 different categories of probiotics, including lactobacterium and bifidobacterium. When you read about probiotics or you look at labels, you're often going to find lacto and bifido. And those are going to be the most supportive to our lower part of our GI tract. And they help to increase the integrity of the villi. The villi are like those little finger-like protrusions. Of course, they're microscopic. You would never see them. But the villi are all part of your digestional tract, and they help the food to move along, but they also help to absorb nutrients. And you want those to be really super healthy so that we're getting everything out of our nutrition. So it supports that. Also helps support a healthy immune system and a gut-brain connection. So talking about, again, mental health and gut health being strongly tied together, this helps to support that bridge. Now looking at the bifidobacterium, this strain helps to, it helps with the immune system, again, of the large intestine. Bifidobacterium are mostly found in the large intestine, and they support colon health. It also helps, again, to increase the functions of the brain and improve mood. So talking again about that connection, that gut-brain axis. And then the last part of the PB Assist is the prebiotics. So prebiotics are, again, the food that the probiotics eat and they need to be able to sustain life and proliferate. So this, again, typically comes from very fibrous foods, but in the PB Assist, it is just consumed in the form of a supplement. And over on the left-hand side, you can see the dual chamber engineering of this supplement. And I just want to talk to that for a second, because you can see this is what they look like in real life. It's a capsule inside a capsule. And the thing that I want you guys to really understand here is that probiotics are on shelves in drugstores, in grocery stores. Your doctor will probably recommend one. They're all over the place, right? The thing that is tricky with them is because we have such a strong defense system, our stomach is that first line of defense, and it really will kill just about anything to make sure that we don't have any of the bad bacteria getting through into our lower GI. But that means that a probiotic typically will get digested in your stomach, and then the prebiotic and probiotic will never get down into the lower GI where we need it the most. So this probiotic specifically has been engineered so that it doesn't digest until it gets down into your lower GI. So it bypasses the stomach and the small intestine, and then it doesn't dislodge or digest until it gets down to where we really need it. And then when it does get there, the prebiotic is there to nourish the probiotic so it can really take hold. And all the hard work we've been doing up until now has really helped to support this, the latching on and proliferation of this probiotic. Remember, we talked about the bad bacteria getting killed off and the GX Assist being an unfriendly environment for the yeast to thrive. So basically what we did there is we killed the yeast and we flushed it out of our system. That's what the last 10-day phase was all about. And now we've got room. The healthy probiotics have room to set up shop and stretch out and make your gut their home. And that's what we really, really want. So yeah, it's a dual capsule engineering, and that just helps for it to torpedo down to where we need it the most. So that's talking about the gut, everything that we've been working on to support a healthy gut. Now we're really, we've done all the hard work, and now we're kind of reaping the benefits. So that's what the PB Assist is all about. Now let's shift into what the DDR Prime is doing for us. So let's first take a look at what free radicals and antioxidants are. I love this graphic, and I think it just makes it super, super clear about what exactly free radicals and antioxidants are. I think that we say these words often, but not knowing what they are, it kind of makes it very abstract. And we're talking about molecules and atoms and electrons, and that is quite abstract. We can't see that, so we have to really use our imagination. So I think this drawing's pretty helpful. So everything in our body, every cell is made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of elements from the periodic table. So we're getting really, really micro scientific here. But just to give you a good idea of what a molecule looks like, we have on the left-hand side a stable molecule. In the center, that's the nucleus of the atom. And then in the circle around the perimeter there, that is where the electrons live. Live is not the right word because these aren't actually living things, but you can see that the electrons are paired up. There's an even amount of electrons, and that creates a stable molecule. Now, a free radical is very similar to a stable molecule, but it's just missing one electron. And when that happens, that molecule is hell-bent on finding another electron so that it can have only paired electrons. And it will go so far as to steal an electron from a stable molecule. And stable molecules are what make up our cells and our tissues. So these free radicals are going around stealing electrons from the molecules that make up our most important tissue. And that is what causes things like aging and feeling sluggish. Those are really the things that we talk about when we talk about free radicals, really helping to promote aging and to make you feel tired and sluggish. So that's what's happening. It's basically unstable molecules just trying to get stable, you know, just a girl trying to find a guy kind of thing. And the way we can help in this area is introducing what are called antioxidants into our system. So this process of free radicals stealing electrons from stable molecules is called oxidation. Oxidation happens when a car rusts or when a muffler shoots out black smoke. That is all oxidation, and the equivalent of that happening in our body is us aging and feeling tired. So antioxidants are substances that our body actually creates some. So when you take lemon essential oil internally, it helps your body to produce something called glutathione, and that is a potent antioxidant that helps to get rid of free radicals, or it helps to balance out free radicals so that they're actually just stable molecules. And how does it do that? It has an extra electron. So it doesn't mind giving it away. And in doing that, all of the electrons that it does have are partnered. So they've got all paired electrons. So it's happy, it's a stable molecule. And it gives up that one electron and makes that free radical turn into a stable molecule. I think that's really cool information. I'm a total nerd though. But this is what antioxidants are doing when we're talking about antioxidants. And DDR prime is full of antioxidants: frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, summer savory. Clove is probably the strongest antioxidant on the planet, niaouli, and litsea. So all these oils really help function as antioxidants. So what's happening? They have extra electrons that they don't need, and they're able to give them away to free radicals to balance them out, to make them stable molecules. So that's what's happening. The other great thing about DDR prime is the oils that are in it also help to promote something called apoptosis, which is my favorite word to say. But apoptosis is basically controlled cell death. So your cells, they live and die. I want to say their lifespan is 90 days, or maybe it's 120 days, something like that. So a cell is born, it does everything it needs to do, and it dies within 4 months or so. And what you want to happen is when the cells are reproducing, you want to make sure that the healthy cells are reproducing and that the unhealthy cells are dying faster. So frankincense is known to do this. It helps speed up apoptosis, meaning that it kills off the unhealthy cells quicker. The reason why we want to kill off these cells and get them out of our system is because if they are reproducing, which is what they do, right? We don't want the unhealthy cells reproducing. We want them to flush out of our system and just only have the healthy cells growing. So what's really cool about this phase, this entire program that we just did, is we have created an environment for healthy cell growth. And now we have all these healthy cells, and we are going to help them to thrive and reproduce before they have to die. And the cells that aren't healthy, we're crowding them out and we're killing them off, and we're just letting them flush out of our system. So I really love this idea of apoptosis because you can really change your health in 120 days. In 120 days, you have a whole new set of cells, in theory. So if you can only create healthy cells during that 120 days, then you can change your entire body. And good nutrition is the way to do this. Only giving your body foods that are going to help to develop healthy cells and healthy cellular DNA, and that DNA then gets reproduced, and now we have a whole new body, right? So I love this idea of apoptosis. And then also using essential oils to kill off the unhealthy cells and really support those healthy cells. It's just a wonderful thing that we're able to give to ourselves. And I'm so glad that you guys are able to adopt this idea and really change your entire body, your entire health. All right, so it might be a little bit too soon to talk about aftercare because we do have another 10 days, but I want you guys to be ready when we're done. I don't want it to be a surprise that this is going to end, and then you're not really sure how to take care of yourself. I've been sharing these daily snapshots with you for 30 days or so, and when it's all over, you really want to continue taking good care of your health. You don't want to go back to your old ways because what was it all for, right? So we can talk individually about the reintroduction phase of foods. We've cut out gluten and dairy. Everybody's doing it a little bit differently, but if you did cut out a major food group, we're going to want to reintroduce one at a time to see if those foods or which of those foods has been the trigger for the symptoms that you've maybe alleviated. So that's one thing that we can talk about on a one-on-one basis because it's very individualized. But something that you can do to continue this lifestyle of health and wellness is to get yourself the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And that is those 3 supplements that you're taking every day at lunch and at dinner: the XE Omega, the Microplex VMZ, and the Alpha CRS. This is the source of health, the foundation of health. This is where your energy is coming from. And this is how we support our organs so that they're able to do everything that they have to do on a daily basis. And I would never in a million years stop taking these supplements. I have found emotional stability with these. I have also found true nourishment and energy that I never expected to be able to feel before. And it's been truly, they named it perfectly, Lifelong Vitality Pack. It really is a vitality that I didn't know I could experience. So you can purchase this set of supplements either in the bottles like this. Or if you are ordering in what's called the Loyalty Rewards Program, which is really the smartest way to buy, it's going to be the best value for your money, and you get additional discounts on top of just your wholesale account. So it's really the financially, from a financial standpoint, the smartest way to order. You also have the ability to get the vegan Lifelong Vitality supplements. And what they did here is for the omegas, instead of using calamari oil, which comes from squid, they're using a plant-based omega. So they're a little bit different, and they work just as well. But if you're conscientious about eating vegan, or you are leaning more towards like vegetarian, this is going to be more for you. And then we also have an option to do the regular Lifelong Vitality Pack in these little sachets. So basically what they are is they're a little packet, and it has all your supplements for the day. And when I say all, I mean the Microplex VMZ, the XE Omega, and the Alpha CRS. So it's portioned out already, and there is your morning supplements and evening supplements in a little sachet, in a little tiny packet. So what I love about this is you can pull a sleeve out and rip it off and throw it in your suitcase if you're traveling, or if you are just kind of like always on the go. Maybe you have a work bag that you would have at lunchtime, and then at home or maybe just like in the evening you have a different bag. So you just divvy them up, throw them in the appropriate bag, and you have them ready to go. Also, if you're concerned about sustainability, these have way less plastic in them than the actual bottles, and they biodegrade quicker and are much more friendly to the environment. So the other thing that's awesome about ordering in your loyalty rewards program, not only are you getting like these huge discounts, but you can add on essential oil supplements, or just supplements in general, not only essential oil supplements, that are for targeted support. So when you add on PB Assist and Terrazyme, instead of them being $34.50 and $37.50, they're only $20 each. So you're getting a huge savings. And for continuing care after the cleanse, I would recommend the Lifelong Vitality supplements at a minimum, plus the PB Assist and Terrazyme. So you'll notice that there's 30 PB Assist in a bottle. So when you transition out of the cleanse, you're gonna just do one PB Assist a day. Maybe you do it in the evening, you'll find a rhythm with it. And then your Terrazyme with meals. And how I take Terrazyme outside of the cleanse is I generally will take less if I'm eating something that is not overcooked, or cooked rather, or heavily processed. So I'll take fewer if I'm eating veggies, a salad, and it's not like a very cooked meal. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm not expressing that correctly, but you know what I mean. And then on the other spectrum of that, like if I'm having steak and potatoes, then I'm gonna probably have up to 4 Terrazyme, because there's no enzymes in that food. It's all been cooked off. So it's a sliding scale based on what you're eating. So at a very minimum, again, I would suggest the Lifelong Vitality supplements. Any one of these will do, plus the PB Assist and the Terrazyme. You can double up on your Microplex VMZ and XE Omega for $20 a piece too. Sometimes I will do this, and then I have enough supplements for the next month. And keep in mind, you can choose up to 3. So if you do PB Assist and Terrazyme, then you can add on another 1 to round it out to 3. If you suffer from inflammation, if you have joint discomfort, this can be used kind of like an ibuprofen, a Tylenol, or an Aleve. It works differently in different bodies though. So this could potentially be something if you are working out a lot and you're always sore afterwards. This is an extension of the Deep Blue line, and it just helps with inflammation. And then if you have a suspicion that you might have adrenal fatigue, so adrenal fatigue really feels like just exhaustion that you're not able to manage with regular sleep. Um, and it comes from a lifestyle of being very stressed out and constantly on the move. And I think a lot of us do experience this. The Mito 2 Max is it's an energy and stamina complex. And I used to think this was just for like bodybuilders and marathon runners. But if you find that you're falling asleep watching a movie with your kids, or you don't have the energy to go for a walk, um, this is something that you might want to try out. So Mito 2 Max, I recommend for people to try it during the day. Take 2 in the morning with your morning meal. And then if it makes you feel tired, then that's an indication that you do have adrenal fatigue and you want to shift, and you're going to actually shift to taking the Mito 2 Max at night. And this is going to help to support the healing of your adrenals. And over time, you're going to find that it doesn't make you sleepy anymore, but it keeps you up. Now that's when you're going to shift back to taking the Mito 2 Max during the day. And it will be an indication that your adrenals are healthy now and they're more balanced out, and it's going to actually give you energy throughout the day. So that's something, again, listening to your body, bio-individuality, which is really important here. And if you want to spread the love of nutrition, you've got littles at home, you can add on this set of the kids supplements, which are typically wholesale $55 for the 2, but you get them for just $25 for the set. So I love this idea of nutrition for you, supporting healthy gut for you, and then getting your kids super healthy as well. This is going to help with focus and energy levels. This is going to help with immune system and cognitive function. This is a wonderful supplement, you guys. So keeping that in mind. But this is what aftercare would look like. And I even put together a snapshot for you upon request. This was a really great idea because you're getting all this support during the cleanse. Now what? Now what happens when it's all over? What do we do? So this is a really great regimen for you. And you'll see underneath the supplements, I've included the Lifelong Vitality supplements, how we've been taking them with Terrazyme at each meal. And then at your evening meal, adding in just 1 PB Assist. And this is going to be like a maintenance phase. This is something you can do for all of time, right up until you decide it's time to do another cleanse, which I think we're going to be running another one in January to get us all healthy after the holidays. And this is what your day will look like. So you can go ahead and actually purchase the Healthy Habits Kit. And that's going to include everything that we've talked about. So Lifelong Vitality, Terrazyme PB Assist, and then an essential oil regimen to help support immune function, emotional function, sleeping and resting, managing stress. Really, it helps to support these bottom 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of this is called the wellness pyramid. So you notice this arrow from top to bottom here. The lifestyle arrow is, it encompasses eat right, exercise, rest and manage stress, and reduce toxic load. So with managing these 4 areas, you can really eliminate 80 to 90% of visits to your doctor. It is let me back it up, 80 to 90% of illness in this country and in developed countries is the direct result of lifestyle choices. So eating right, exercising, resting and managing stress, and reducing toxic load, those are all within your control, and you don't need to go to a doctor to do these things. And the Healthy Habits Kit addresses each one of these areas, okay? So this is a kit that you can get as a starter kit if you don't have a membership yet, or you can get it in your LRP as a kit, just like this. It's just called the Healthy Habits Kit. And it has your supplements and then Deep Blue and 5 essential oils to help support. Like I said, we've got lavender for all things calming, both emotionally and then physically calming. So skin irritations, helping to support healing of wounds and reducing scar tissue. Then frankincense, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor. Also, it's an amplifier, so it's going to amplify all the other oils that you're using, as well as the supplement regimen that you're using. Balance essential oil, this is for balancing out your emotions and making you feel physically grounded. Lemon essential oil, you're going to continue to use that in your water, help to keep those kidneys clear, your liver supported. And then On Guard is for immune support. Couple ways you can use it: rub it on the balls of your feet, diffuse it in the house, so when the kids come home from school, you're killing all the germs in the air. And then you can also take a drop in your tea at night. So the snapshot here really does reflect that. So you've got your supplement regimen, which you'll have down by now, and then all the things that you can do with the essential oils throughout your day. Wake up, a little bit of lemon in your water, frankincense under your tongue. Again, that's a tumor inhibitor, and it's going to help just support that apoptosis that we talked about, flushing out the unhealthy cells and supporting cellular health. And then your morning meal, you're going to do a drop of On Guard on the bottoms of your feet, and it doesn't have to be with food. I guess it could be just when you get out of the shower is kind of what I'm thinking. And then a drop of Balance on the balls of your feet as well. That will help to stabilize you emotionally and balance you out for the day. Then we got your afternoon meal, lemon in your water. If you have the ability to diffuse, either if you're working from home or if you're out of the house, bringing a diffuser into the workplace, people are going to enjoy that. It's killing germs, and it'll be an uplifting aroma. On Guard is very well loved by many, many people. Not many people turn their nose up at it, especially this time of year. On Guard is a very nice fall aroma. And then we got Balance. If you have the ability to get to the balls of your feet in the middle of the day, put it on the balls of your feet. But I also really like it applied behind my ears and just maybe even rubbed into your ear a little bit. And then Deep Blue, if you are doing a workout that day, you can use Deep Blue before your workout and or after it. With your evening meal, again, you're going to do your supplements. But if you like to wind down with a cup of tea, do a drop of On Guard to help boost your immune system. Balance, again, applied to the balls of your feet. And you can do lavender, either a drop on your pillow or right in the diffuser next to your head at night. And before bed, I duplicated this. Balance and lavender, like I mentioned. I'll correct that for you. But really simple. And now that you've gotten a nice supplement regimen down, adding in those essential oils, you're going to feel the results because your body is, it's getting everything it needs. The oils work so much better when you are maintaining health on a cellular level. Now you can really feel the impact of the oils. And then for continued care as well, I ask you, have you ever considered working with a health coach? It's kind of like a new phenomena. Health coaches, really what they do is they help to bridge the gap between the wellness professional and the patient. So how many times you go see your doctor and you see them for 15 minutes or less and you're like, oh, but how do I take care of myself? Where's the user manual? And I think that's pretty common for a lot of people, and a health coach really steps in and is able to help you figure out your plan. Taking into consideration if you do have something that's diagnosed, and then pairing in with it healthy lifestyle and focusing on bioindividuality and how your body reacts to certain things. This is like the sweet spot. I call it like the ultimate me time, because you can really focus on what you need and what kind of little baby changes you can do to help support your health. And it's guided by your inner guide, and it helps you to heal yourself by yourself. So coaching has been really, really helpful for me, and I've been certified from the Integrative Institute, or the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And I just want to be able to share that with you guys. If you're open to learning more about it, I'm doing health histories, which are basically like an initial consult where you can learn a little bit more about what I do, and then I can learn more about what you do, and we'll see if the program's a really good fit for you. So feel free to hit me up on that. I am taking on new clients, and I have a couple slots still available that will be at the discounted rate. And when those spots are filled, it will jump up. So please reach out if you'd like to take advantage of that. I would love to work with you. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for listening. This was a lot of information, and I know that we can continue to support your health after this cleanse is over. You're doing an awesome job. We're in the home stretch, and I can't wait to see how you guys are feeling when we're all through with this. So thank you again, and take care.